What up, fellas? I really want to figure out how to make YouTube videos. So, this is my first attempt. I don't want to fucking learn editing software. I don't want to do any of that. I'm making this video just to talk about two things that I'm passionate about. Not passionate about, but I think everyone should have for lifting, that have been very helpful for me. Talk about the Bells of Steel band pegs, which I'm currently using as my mic stand. And the Fat Gripz, which I'm currently using as my phone stand. Fat Gripz are so useful. I use these things for benching. I use these things for tricep stuff, deadlifting when I work on grip strength. I only got these because, I'm a fucking Eric Bugenhagen fanboy. So he preaches these. I mean, I know a lot of other people do, but it was Eric Bugenhagen that would not shut the fuck up about these that made me get them. These were given to me by my sister. She got me all three, and I ended up giving her the smallest ones because I never really used them. The blue ones I have on a set of dumbbells in my garage. They're just 15-pound dumbbells. So I just use that stuff for if I'm going to hit like a quick arm day. But the orange ones stay in my gym bag. I don't know exactly how girthy they are. Oh, it says it right here. 2.75 inches or a 7-centimeter diameter. And if you put these on certain dumbbells, certain dumbbells are even thicker than this, so it gets even girthier. And you do a set of hammer curls with these things on, your fucking forearms are cooked. I do a lot of reverse curls, like reverse preacher curls with these. That's really nice. I'll throw these on the V-bar when I do tricep pushdowns. I like using this for rear delt cable stuff because you can slide it over the carabiner and then hold on to this instead of normally where you hold on to the edge of the carabiner. I like that. I like that a lot. I'd say at least 70% of my benching is done with this. My gym also has a cambered bar, so I'll do fat grip cambered bar bench press just because, that's given me at least, 5-7 inches of extra space and range of motion to push. So I really like that. I don't know the fucking exact science behind this. I'm just some guy sitting in his bed making a video about it. I just use these a lot. And I think if you met me in person, I'd tell you to buy these. And that's why I wanted to make this video, just because I got nothing to fucking else talk about. So buy a pair of Fat Gripz. You get two of these. They're kind of heavy, but they're not big. It's about the size of a beer. Put these in your bag. You can take these anywhere. It's just a nice thing to have. I'm gonna pair these as well. I didn't bring it up. I think everyone should have these, but it's like lifting straps, just regular lifting straps. Use the Fat Gripz till you can't hold on anymore. Then you switch to a normal. You just take these off, do that till you can't anymore, and then you put your straps on. You're cooked. You're cooked at the end of that. Yeah, if you don't have a pair of Fat Gripz, get a pair of Fat Gripz. I think they're, not that I have fucking big forearms, but I'm trying. I won't have smaller forearms by using these. I won't have worse grip strength by using this. All this does is just make it easier, so I don't have to sit there and do one of these on the bench. Like I don't have to be that guy, which there's nothing wrong with. If you want to sit there and do your isolated forearm training and that's how you think it's the best, like, I bet if you threw a fat grip on it, it'd be even better. Like, could you imagine doing like one of the finger rolls with these? Man, you're not gonna be able to do the same weight that you're fucking curling normally. You can't hold it. You know, like it's already basically a thumbless grip when you put it on. Like I'll bench thumbless sometimes with it, and at that point, it's not even. It's like a cupping. I'm not even holding on to it. You know. So especially for benching, like at first it's a little hard, especially if you're trying to wrap your hand around it, because it's so wide and it almost has a tendency to push into your thumb a little bit more, so it can be uncomfortable. And then I know a lot of people are scared of a thumbless grip, but if you look at how much of my palm, when the bar's in your hand, in your wrist, I know people want to stack their wrists, but if you stack your wrist like this when you're benching, you know, you've got the whole thing in it, you know, hold with your last two fingers like on a bench. It's money. I call it the ultra press, the incline cambered bar fat grip, ultra press, you know. But I'm not putting up fucking crazy numbers on anything, so I'm not going to tell you that like, oh, this is going to get you a fucking be able to rep out 315 on incline. But I use these a lot. I don't think they're that expensive. I think they're only like $26. And yeah, they're extremely versatile. All right. But my new favorite thing, and I have to thank Alex Leonidas for this, because he, you know, he uses these all the time. He uses these exact ones. I mean, there's other brands, but the bells, like, this is a fucking railroad spike, you know? So band pegs are normally used on a power rack. It has all of the holes that you can slide different attachments into, and this might go at the bottom. Let's say you put this at the bottom of your power rack, you slip a resistance band either with a carabiner through here or just over it to be able to, you know, add resistance bands to your deadlift. I know Eric Bugenhagen's a huge resistance bands guy. You know, I know a lot of power lifters use them. I haven't used them for that yet. That's not what I use them for. And also when I bought these are the 1-inch versions. They're fucking thick. I did not know the size of my power rack in my gym, because my gym has, you know, like the normal power racks that most gym has, like the fucking Hammer Strength all black line that I thought were 1-inch diameter holes, but they're not. They're the 5/8 inch diameter holes. But in the back we have two like squat rack deadlift platform combos and an Olympic like weightlifting stand, and they're not holes that lock the safeties in. It's more of like a sliding, like notch mechanism, and it's big enough. I might put a video here of me doing one. I don't think I have a good video of me showing me putting them in, but it's big enough for me to slide this in and kind of wedge it in there at the side, so then I can do Hatfield squats, Hatfield lunges, Hatfield good mornings with the safety squat bar that my gym has as well, which is one of the biggest game changers for leg days I think I've ever had in my entire life. I love a lunge. Hold on. I love lunge. I love leg day. I'm extremely tall. I'm not extremely tall, but people feel like I'm extremely tall. I think I'm normal sized. But I'm fucking long and gangly. I was really thin before I started lifting. I was built like fucking Ichabod Crane. I'm still kind of built like Ichabod Crane. I'm trying not to be built like Ichabod Crane. But a lot of that is fucking leg size. You know, if you have big, thick, girthy tree trunk legs, it doesn't matter if you're 7'5". You know, you look big. So I'm not scared of a leg day. I've never been scared of a leg day. It's my favorite day of the week. When my gym got the safety squat bar, it was all I used, and I just kept seeing the Alex Leonidas videos where he does the Hatfield squat. Okay, wait. A Hatfield squat is when you put the band pegs in or a bar. A lot of people, like Mike O'Hearn, I see all the time, does it with a bar, like a barbell, that he like resistance bands in the rack itself. But you can put these out and use these to stabilize yourself with the safety squat bar that you're not holding on to do a squat, a lunge, a good morning, you know, a split squat, that kind of shit. And it's fucking money. It's so money. You feel so stable. I know a lot of, like, my girlfriend struggles feeling comfortable taking her hands off the safety squat bar and like learning how to balance it on your shoulders. And I do think that's a little bit with size. You know, if you're wider, if you have wider shoulders, it's going to feel more comfortable to take your hands off because there's more surface area for the bar to sit on. But I think just practicing taking your hands off the safety squat bar, especially with lunges, you know, put your hand on your knee, put both hands on your knee when you lunge, you know, just to stabilize. Practice taking your hands off the safety squat bar. Once you get that down and then you switch over to the band pegs, yeah, the first time I put these in, I usually reverse lunge like 135 with a normal barbell because it's unstable and it's hard. You know, it's not a fucking easy movement. Did it with the safety squat bar. It was the same thing. You know, it still feels unstable. I probably worked up to 155 or 154 because it's kilo plates in the area that I'm lifting. So 70 kilos. And it's good. It's a good workout. I'm loving it. I'm pushing myself hard. But when I threw the fucking band pegs on, I did 154 and I was like, oh, I can do more weight, you know? Put on 225. Oh, I can do more weight. You know, work my way up to basically 270, 275 for 3, you know? I've never squatted that much weight. And some people think that it's cheating. And I can see that, but it's also like I'm not fucking lunging. I'm not doing lunges to fucking big dog anyone. You know, I'm not going around telling people, oh, I reverse lunge 270. Oh, you squat 4 plates. Well, I reverse lunge 279. You know? So I'm trying to fucking have fucking glutes that make people go, oh, you know? Like I want thick, juicy man thighs, you know? Like that's what I'm going for. If something is deemed as cheating, but it gives me a good stimulus, it gives me like the pump and the fatigue even that I'm looking for, why the fuck would I not do it? Why am I gonna do an exercise that's arguably harder to load, harder to feel comfortable doing, that then I can't get as good of a stimulus, you know? So, I don't know. That's my take. I think a lot of that stuff it's like the sumo deadlift argument. Of course, if you're going to sumo deadlift and do it for numbers, you know, you're playing a different game entirely. You know, like, yeah. If you're going to fucking tell a guy who's conventional deadlifting that you sumo deadlift the same weight as him, it's like, yeah, I mean, he's not going to give a fuck. Nobody cares, you know, but this is like, I'm doing this as a bodybuilder thing. You know, I'm fully going off of the mentality that bodybuilders find a way to make the easiest thing really hard, and powerlifters find the hardest way to make something, or fuck, hold on, let me figure this out in my head. A bodybuilder wants to take the easiest movement and make it hard. A power lifter wants to take the hardest movement and make it easy. Kind of. There's a better way to phrase that. If anyone watches this video, please comment what I'm trying to say. I think Jay Cutler said it one time. It doesn't really work if something resonates with you if you can't even fucking remember it. I don't know. This is just like a fucking rant style video. My girlfriend does these all the time, and I'm very jealous that she's able to do this. I have camera fright, not for a reason that I think I'm going to embarrass myself. Just like I'm very much in the mentality of, if you have nothing to say, keep your fucking mouth shut. And a lot of times I don't have anything to say. But I'm also tired of being in this fitness realm, relatively new. I've only been lifting for a year and 8 months. I started at the beginning of 2024, like literally a week before New Year's in 2023, I started lifting. Yeah, I was severely undersized. I'm 26. I'm not a young man. You know, I started lifting at 24 or 25, like in between there. And I only did it because I had injured myself. And sorry, this is just too funny. I had injured myself like fucking goofing around, and yeah, it just fucking got to me. And I was very much a mentality. Like, my whole family is fit. You know, my mom is literally like a yoga instructor, fucking personal trainer. Like, dude, she does it all. Like, that's been her whole life. And you know, I played sports in high school, but I'm not an adept at sports, and I did not give a fuck. You know, like, having someone tell me what to do. Swim team's the best way to describe it. I'll swim for hours in a pool. I'll fucking play Marco Polo. I'll play sharks and minnows. But if you tell me to swim laps, I'll tell you to fucking kick rocks. You know, I just fucking can't. I have, like, defiance disorder. Oppositional defiance disorder. Whatever the fuck you want to call it. So I didn't lift. I didn't work out. I did nothing. Like, I literally just atrophied. And, you know, I was not involved in any kind of fitness stuff at all. And then my brother came home, and, you know, I wanted to work out with him, and that it just kind of like turned into an obsession. And yeah, been trying to fucking make up for lost time, you know. And right now I just feel like the fitness industry is, especially for naturals, and I'd like, don't want that to be my main shtick, because I really don't give a fuck. You know, I have friends that are on gear, you know, that are honest about it. And if that's the path you want to take in life, then I don't give a fuck. But I think a lot of it now is it's become so diluted with just trying to fucking push garbage content. That's why I don't want to fucking edit this shit. Yeah, my hero, I'll make a video on this at some point. If anyone watches this and actually wants that video, I'll make a video about the lifters I look up to the most. But Eric Bugenhagen, I you know, you never know, but in my heart of hearts, I know he's not a natural. But it doesn't take away from the message he says, you know, and the fucking drive that it gives me to go out and lift and, you know, try to be a better person. Like, that's what I think is important. Bald Omni-Man, another person that I do believe he's natural. Not because of the way he looks, just because of his mentality, you know, because of who he is as a person. I mean, he looks unnatural. Like, he's one of those people. If it came out and he came out and said I'm on steroids, I'd be like, oh, I mean, duh, you look crazy. But at the same time, I'm like, that's not true. Same with Jeffrey Verity Schofield, JVS. He was the first program I ever did. Like, I did his Ravage program. I think about it all the time. I'm doing my own program right now that's about to end, and I think I'm going to go back to his program just because it was so good. I might try the Bald Omni-Man program. Dude looks fucking incredible. Is massive and is natural, you know? I mean, yeah. Sadly, we can never know in this world. And I say that because we're coming off this whole fucking controversy with the Hussein Farhat and fucking Greg Doucette and Jeff Nippard. I'm not a Jeff Nippard hater. I do think that whole fucking side of fitness has just become unapproachable, you know? The gym is supposed to be fun. Like, yeah, I don't do whatever fucking makes you happy. If doing a fucking optimized arm cuff lat pull down makes you fucking happy and makes you feel satisfied in the gym, I'm not gonna fucking stop you from doing that. But at the same time, like, I'm also not gonna sit here and be like, oh, this is the best way to train. And I think that's what puts a lot of people off about that fucking side. Is that it's like people that have limited experience talking like they know everything. Zach Tellender says this all the time in his fucking grifter handbook or whatever. His fucking, oh, I can't remember what it calls it. I'm sorry, guys. I have like the memory of a goose because I fucking smoke pot all the time. But yeah, that just bothers me. I want to make videos because I would like to be a, I don't want to use the word influencer, but I'd like to be someone that at least is deemed as knowledgeable. I would like to show anyone who's watching that it's like I'm doing it the same pace as everyone else. I'm learning just as much as the next guy. I don't know more than anyone else. You know, I'm showing you guys the things that I've been using right now that are both things that have, like, these aren't original ideas. These are ideas that I've taken from people that I respect and I look up to, and then I've been like, oh yeah, these work really fucking well. You know, I've been really enjoying these. It's not like I'm not gonna title this video how I fucking grew 70-inch quads in 3 weeks. You know, I hate that shit. You know, this video will probably be titled something like Unhinged Rant. You know? Yeah, my page has like fucking 6 videos, a couple of shorts. I'm terrible about being consistent at filming stuff just because it makes me feel fucking awkward. And I would like to get over that. So this is just kind of a litmus test. Litmus test? This is a test to figure shit out. And fucking make as long of a fucking rant video as I can. I'm not going to edit this shit. I'm literally just going to post this to YouTube. And we'll see what kind of reaction it gets. I'm not embarrassed to be myself. I know that, which is so funny, like everyone around me, like in real life, like I have no problem expressing my opinions and being myself, but there's something about sitting in front of a camera that just makes me, I'm like too self-conscious as soon as the fucking camera turns on. I think a lot of people feel that way. But I'm passionate about things, and I would like to express those things to people, you know. And lifting is one of those, and it wasn't for the longest time, you know. Like, I love video games. I have the whole setup to stream. I stream sometimes, very rarely now. I tried to stream super regularly, and I just got no fucking traction. And I mean, that's fucking upsetting, especially in that market where it feels like there needs to be that instant feedback. Like, I can post a YouTube video. I'm not talking. I'm talking to no one. I have 5 subscribers, and I think 4 of them are my family members, and my girlfriend. Like, I'm not talking to anyone. I don't know who you are right now, but I'd like to. I'd like to know who these people are. I'd like to, you know, I'd like to be able to fucking horsecock some steel with Eric Bugenhagen one day. I'd love to fucking collab with JVS. You know, I'd love to hit some heavy dips with Bald Omni Man. I'd love to do a Hatfield lunge with Alex Leonidas. I'd love to fucking die trying to run a mile with Zach Tellender. You know, I don't necessarily want to work out with Sam Sulik. I want, like, yeah, the fitness industry is fucking unapproachable right now. And I would like to be someone who's a little bit more approachable. I got Young LA gear in my closet. You know, I'm not. I got some breathe divinity shit. Like, I'm just as fucking trying to be cool as everyone else. But I'm not gonna make a fucking steak video gambling stream. Mostly because I can't right now. Nobody gives a fuck. So why would I? You know, I want to make a video about fucking band pegs and fat grips. Why is Alex Eubanks not talking about band pegs and fat grips? Because he doesn't give a fuck. It doesn't make him money. I'll make money doing this. I fucking work as a bartender. I work as a bartender at my gym. You know, my gym is my sister calls it a country club, you know. So I work in the fancy bar at my gym. So I literally am either at my gym working out or working, which is, I love it. I go back to school soon. Not for anything fitness related, but it is health related, and I'm super excited about that. But I want to be able to do this too. I'm taking a page out of my girlfriend's book, who makes her YouTube videos, and she just did it. You know, I encouraged her, but I didn't make her turn on the camera. I didn't make her sit down and talk into it, and she has fucking great videos, man. Like, fully edited, full production, all that shit. That's not gonna be me. I'm just here to give the fucking nothing burger takes I have to anyone who wants to listen. You know, I don't need you to like. I don't need you to comment. I don't need you to subscribe. If you want to, that's your fucking prerogative. I don't know when the next video I'm gonna make is. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna post this, and it could be fucking 3 weeks before anything else happens. I go on vacation next week anyway, so I don't know. You know, yeah. I'm not gonna edit this. I'm not even gonna throw videos of me lifting in. If you want to see the Hatfield lunge, the 279 for 3, I have a short. It's up there. I was doing singles. Worked my way up 279, did 1. I take a step in, and in my head, I'm like, you know what? That was way easier than I thought. I do 2 more, and then I do 3 on the other side. That's the video. There's a Hatfield. I think there's Hatfield Good Mornings on there too. Those are the 2 newest ones. And I don't know. It's a mindset. It's a grind set. Always squat ass to grass. And be good to yourselves. All right. Peace, horses.